Yeah, it just says for. Welcome to Borders and Crafts, where you never know what you're in for. I'm Karen from West Virginia.
And I'm from Maryland. We're coming to you unedited. That's the key word, unedited.
This is take 2.
So, I don't even know.
How you doing?
It's been a long day, Karen. It's been an extremely long day. I know you've had a long day too.
Yes.
But we wanted to come to you. I have another little Easter craft kind of thing that I wanted to do. So, I figured Easter's almost, a week away? Week and a day away? A week and I don't.
It's next Sunday. Today's Friday.
Today's Friday. I don't even know what day it is. I'm telling you, it's been a long day. Poor little puppy had surgery. And by puppy, I mean my 10-year-old dog. But
has he gotten some yogurt treats?
He didn't, because the vet said to keep minimum of what he's eating. So we're just a little bit of this stuff.
Has he been sleeping?
He has been sleeping. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. Take that off. Okay. So anyway, I've got a little craft to do. And, we're starting where we are trying to figure out this camera routine. And I think we've got it down. Well, maybe. Never say we definitely have it down. Because I'm scared to say that.
It's a learning process.
Exactly.
A new process to learn every day.
Exactly. Oh, I just dropped something. Excuse me a second. And it all, of course, it's been one of these days. And of course, everything I touch. You know what? Let me just set that to the side. I'll pick it up later. I'm not kidding. Everything I touch, for the past, I don't know how many days, has been touch one thing, 5 things fall. I'm going to tell you right now. But anyway.
Yeah.
Do you want to say that we're going to switch cameras now so that you're going to not see me anymore? You won't see Karen anymore. I don't believe it on this. You won't see Karen anymore either, but you will hear both of them.
Give me a second. Please stand by.
Wrong camera. There we go. All right.
So what craft do we have today?
I am going to be doing a little sign craft. Okay, this was one I picked up from the Dollar Tree, and it had a little bunny on it, and I took that off and I sanded it off. But what I didn't notice is this stuff will come off. So I'm going to peel it off and see what I come up with. I didn't know this would come off. So you're just going to do that. I was actually going to paint over this. But you know what? We're going to try to peel this off and see what happens. I should have an exactly knife or something. Let's see what happens.
Only a couple of months after Lori was caught on tape admitting she considered murdering her third husband, Joe Ryan.
This is something new I'm learning because I never knew that this was just like a.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I peeled one off a couple weeks ago, and it didn't come off near as easily as yours did.
And that's why I said I sanded the front piece down because I didn't think it would pull off that easy. Sometimes I'll use the back, but I've got a piece over here I'm trying to get up and see if I can get this part over. I wish I had a razor blade. I did not know they would come off that easy. Every other time I painted over top of them, or here This is how you cut yourself.
Right. Do not try this without supervision.
Yes, do not try this at home
As young Dallas model discovered.
without having 9-1 on the phone already dialed.
Right.
Hmm. I'm wondering if, you know, I can try the sanding block here. Sand it up. Or at least see if it
You know, I bought some sanding blocks the other day.
You did?
I did. I can't find them.
Oh,
I'm wondering if I left them at the store.
not the Home Depot craft store.
Lowe's.
Oh, the Lowe's, the Lowe's craft store.
Yeah.
But life doesn't always
And
go
here you go. This is pretty cool. This is a little bit of work, but
But he was literally devastated. He cried nonstop.
Then the flip side of love. Confidence that once seemed attractive. Gentle, careless. One day, exceptionally, Charles.
Karen, did you guys have nice weather in there, down in Virginia today? Or, sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm doing a little bit of clay work while you're working on that.
There you go. What are you
Okay.
doing inside?
Sorry about that.
This is just crap with Karen and Connie, and I just happen to be the frontline user right now. I'm just
It was really nice today. Do you have nice weather?
It was extremely hot. But the air conditioner on, that's hot.
Yeah, it did get warm.
And for me to sit there and say I want the air conditioner on, that's pretty bad. Well, this takes muscle power. All right, I'll turn out. Craft over.
Yeah, I'm going to be planting soon in the garden.
You ever get your strawberries?
They weren't up yet.
Oh, I have them here that I'm going to actually. Usually I would just sweep it on the porch and put it up later. You know what? Save
Look
myself.
at you being responsible adult.
A responsible adult. Imagine that. All right, so I got that nice. A little bit. Glad. I mean, it's gonna work for what I wanted to do, but kind of wanted to see it out. I was really expecting to paint over that, but that's okay. This will work even better.
Now, let me ask you something. When you sand, do you find a rhythm to where you can hum?
I'm sorry.
You make music with your sanding?
Do I make music with my sanding?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. What, like
When you're sanding a large project,
do I sing with it, or do I make a?
do you hear like music when you sand? Like the rhythm of the sandpaper?
Maybe if there's a song in the background. I don't think
So you
so.
sand, so you sound, no. So you sand to the sound of music in the background.
I probably would if there was music. Yes, like if I heard music playing, yes, I probably would. Whatever the beat is, go with this. I could. I don't know. I've never really paid attention to that.
I do scientific experiments all the time.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go with.
But it's something you'll pay attention to later.
You're right, because now I probably will. Thank you, Karen. Now, like,
you're welcome, Connie.
all right. Anywho, I had purchased. I heard about it This is still brand new. Never even used it yet. Let's see how right there. It's called Fusion Paint. It's kind of like the chalk paint, but or it's Fusion Mineral Paint. Sorry, I forgot the mineral. Fusion. Let me show you that again. And get it in the camera. There you go. How's that? There you go. All right, it's Fusion Mineral Paint. I have never used this before, but the person on the YouTube channel that I watched told me that I should try it. Didn't actually say try it, but they said it was.
Did they say, Connie, try this?
They actually said, Connie, you need to get this and try it immediately. So Connie, ooh, and she just got it all over her fingers.
See that?
Maybe that's why. So what I'm
Part
going
of
to
crafting.
do, part of crafting, I am going to use this for the first time. We're going to see what it's like, and we're going to. It's supposed to be better than chalk paint. You know what? I'm going to put the way this feels down. Okay. Again, this isn't real. What do they call this stuff? Like particle board.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really real wood or anything like that. So we're just going to go with the flow and try this out. They make really nice signs. So I mean, you buy surfaces wherever you need to buy them and use them and do what you need to do with them. No one says they have to be expensive wood or anything else. So I'm just going to paint. And if you don't see me in the whole picture on the camera angles, I'm telling you, this is the weirdest thing in the world, and we still have to figure out how to use it all, but one way for you and the other way for me. And
So you have that laying on a silicone mat?
I do, so I don't get paint everywhere. It's bad enough that I get it on myself, so I thought I like to use a silicone mat so I don't waste, to ruin the other mat that I have down, and the silicone washes right off. So I'm just applying the paint to this and painting it just with the tune in my head. I'm just
What tune do you have?
I don't know.
Are
Wheels
we
on the
gonna do name that tune? I
wheels
can
on
name
the
that. Wheels on the bus. Is that what you said?
yes. What's the other one? What's that lamb chop song? This is the song that
That never ends. And they said that was part of the Mandela effect.
yes.
Yeah.
But do you know, honestly though, when I do things, I do like to have music in the background. I find it is
Soothing.
well, it's not even soothing. It's just I don't like to hear nothing. Like when I'm doing something, like I'm talking to you now, so I'm okay without any real noise in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm just here by myself, just in silence, I feel like it's
Like a horror movie.
yeah, like somebody's
Like
gonna
you're waiting to hear the theme music.
somebody's gonna come up behind me and get me. Ross does that to me all the time. I'll be sitting here at night doing something, and any other time he walks like there's 50 pounds of lead in his feet. At nighttime, he tiptoes. I swear to God, like I keep saying, he tiptoes around. And I'll be like doing something in my own little world, and then all of a sudden I turn around, he's standing there. I'm like, oh, he's given me hard text many times. It's unreal. But yes, I like to have noise. I don't like things to be silent.
It all depends. I like to have music when I'm outside. Sometimes. Sometimes it's just nice to listen to the birds.
Nature's peaceful enough.
Yeah, frogs are out now.
I love frogs.
I know.
I love me some frogs. Wait till I start doing crafts with some frogs on it.
Police picking up her house found 4 bodies today. The owner of the house, a man named John Wayne Gacy.
This stuff I have to do say dries pretty quick.
Well, that's good.
And then pretty good coverage. I'm going over, like I said, I'm not sure, the particle board sucked a little bit in, but it has pretty good coverage. I think not even, 1.5 coats is basically doing it.
Does it seem like a thick paint?
It's not really thick at all. It's very thin. That's why I was like, ooh, this isn't good. Chalk paint's very thick.
Mm-hmm.
This is very liquidy.
Maybe that's why they said it go a long way.
Yeah, little dab will do you. What's that? Dollop daisies.
She had a lot of the same energy, enthusiasm for learning, and excitement for it. It's like Connie.
I'm gonna paint on my surprisingly enough, I didn't get much paint on the
Silicone?
gonna just try this just to make sure it's dry. It does dry pretty quick. I like this heat gun because it's not very noisy.
I was gonna say.
You hear it? Is it really loud?
No, not at all. Mine's loud. Mine sounds like a hairdryer.
He talked about the second coming and the tribulations that would accompany that.
This is the heat gun I was trying to do the wood burning with, and it didn't get hot enough.
She was attracted to him on a spiritual level.
After all, Chad was devout.
But what I want to do next is I put that down as the foundation because first of all I thought I was going to have to cover everything up. But I do want to put a light colored blue on this. So I'm just paint over it, the blue and it's going to mix some white. I'm going to take some this string too. I'm going to mix colors because I don't want a real
I like the green.
I don't want the
Your
bold.
bowl.
Oh, I was going to say, can you see all the icky colors in it? I don't want it too dark. I want like a light blue background, but I probably better make more of this because once you mix colors, you can't go back and remix because then you're never going to get the same color. Oh, that's all right. Mixing it. Not enough blue in there. Dark. No, I probably made it too dark. That's okay. That's it. Every time when I mix colors, it's like certain colors are very easy to make darker, and then others are like, oh, that's too dark.
I don't know.
That's fine.
I always try to do an even number, but there's a few colors that you just have trouble with.
I find pink, to make a baby pink, you need very little.
And it depends on the shade of red.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna see how this is
I
gonna
think
look.
that's the key, to find the right shade.
All right, we're gonna go with this blue. We're gonna paint back on this. Da-dee-da.
What kind of paint? Is it acrylic?
It is just plain acrylic paint. And I didn't want something dark. It's pretty much I wanted it to be just a very light baby blue. I don't know why, just Eastery color. So you really, I don't even know if you're going to be able to tell in the picture. The camera.
Yeah, the mat's kind of
Kind of
helping.
making it.
people that would be able to fulfill this calling.
You can see the difference.
The days and the tribulations came upon the world.
People like Lauren's older brother,
I mean, the light's kind of drowning it out too, but
who tased Lauren's third husband Joe, but then he killed him back in 2007.
just something quick and easy. And this is probably the longest part of it, but
But here, according to Chad, near his home, that's where guy that
People alive with us are gonna move here. They figure that most people still end up
the
in
board's longer than the camera lens, so I apologize.
these extra special heavenly beings. Chad and Laurie sneaked into an LDS temple.
I have a little fuzzy in there. Probably a piece of the sand, the cardboard, particle board, whatever you want to call this stuff.
For eternity. But of course, Laurie was also inconveniently.
I had a few ideas for some canvases.
For now,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're going to care to share? You're going to do a video soon.
I will be doing a video soon.
Cool. Listen to that, everybody. Remember, Karen's going to be doing a video craft here. We heard it. We heard it. Back on your word.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept.
I like interesting concepts.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Oh, I got balloons today.
You got what today?
The balloons.
Balloons?
Remember that project we did on a craft night when I lived there?
The string?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I'm going to do one of those.
That was about. That wasn't. I don't know if anybody's ever done that before. We what do you call it? You took the paste and you wrapped. I don't even know what it's called. What's it called?
It's like the paper mache paste.
Right. But then you let it dry around the balloon. But you take the string, you dip it right into the
You soak the string.
Right. But it was so messy and so.
It was messy.
It
was fun though.
There's my board. I'm going to dry this really good. It is now really bad. Where's the So let's chit chat while we're drawing. So poor Duffy had 3 teeth removed today. He is in so much pain. He's whining I won't say whining, he's crying.
Oh.
And the vet said that he's only had, just food until, the seizure wears off.
Poor thing.
So much puppy. He's 10 years old. He's still my puppy. He was all excited to go in the car this morning, and I don't think he's very happy now.
I took Shadow for a ride this morning.
And how did that go? She liked the car?
Not at first. Well, I think it's more my driving.
Well, I tell you what. I mean, some dogs are great in cars. Some Dudley's not one for good for cars. But what was that? Oh yeah, when he gets in the car, he barks and everything else, and after about a half hour, he's fine. This shit takes a long time to dry. I don't know if it's a cutting board or what, but maybe it's this heater. I mean, there's hot air coming off of it. Yes, start the puppy in the car now, because otherwise, I don't know.
Police blurred this video for privacy reasons. But there was more.
What's the next one?
More. Charles told police that Lori's mind was increasingly clouded by strange, apparently homicidal, religious teachings. He said, "You're not Charles. I assume you are, but you're Charles. I can murder you now with my powers."
This is good enough dry. Really, paint takes a while to dry on certain surfaces.
You would think on top of the other one it wouldn't.
Yeah, I've thought it would have dried faster, but
She had told me that she had seen in like a dream that he was to pass away.
my
Vision two. That Charles had been
it
overtaken
just
by
paint up off the table.
and Nick Schneider.
Chad calls her on the phone and says,
At the table.
I just want to let you know that Charles,
I guess I should have got some
he became this unclean spirit.
towels over, but I didn't. All right, so the next day, now I'm done with this. I can put my little thingy away. What do you call that?
The silicone.
Yeah, there you go, that thingy. I don't need that anymore. We put the paint to the side so in case accidentally on purpose. So now I'm going to make a sign, and you guys know that I like a vinyl person. I like using my Cricut. I like cutting things out with my Cricut. I enjoy everything about my Cricut.
And you've upgraded your Cricut not that long ago.
I now have the maker, so I actually have both, so I use both. But I go back and forth with them. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put forward back.
Yeah, I can read it.
It says, chilling with my peeps. And just a cute little, you know, the Easter sign, Easter thing. So I've got my little individual.
Oh, you got peeps.
I got little peeps. I made little peeps, cut them out. And there's their faces, their little eyes and nose. And if you notice, here I'm missing a little
Oh, your arrows.
arrow, and then over here I'm missing part of the thing. So I'm just going to add them in. I made extra, so I'm just going to add it in after. Never waste. You just take that piece and you slap it on. Everything. Sometimes, sometimes when you take the vinyl off to weed it, it just doesn't come off right. Big deal. We will make sure this is long enough. You just thing and right there.
And this is your transfer paper.
Transfer paper, and you know what I just use for most of the items that I use. Depends on what you're putting it onto, but I just use the regular contact, shelf lining, cover up. I don't know what you want to call it. Transparent, matte, clear matte contact. All it is. But for most things, it will work just fine. There are a few things that it doesn't work well with, but I don't have a problem using it. So basically, when I do this, I take it and unfold it. I don't unfold the whole thing. Some people will just lay that down, but see how this curls up? And you're trying to lay that and put that on top of it, it just does not work. And then you're gonna, once you stick it down, try to pull it up, then you might pull letters off and everything else. So I'm taking this, placing it down on the tape, making sure I can see where the tape is. Right. Putting it down on top of the tape, and then I'm gonna press it down and pull this out as I'm pressing it down. And I just put the scissors there to hold the paper down while I'm pulling it. Now again, in crafting, do not wait. little piece that I'm cutting off, I will use them for the eyes. I will use them for the bunny. I will use them for something. Take that for the question. Now again, I have my transfer tape on, and you can use them little scraper things. You can do whatever you want. Just run your finger over them. Contact paper is very forgiving too. It'll allow you to do everything. But instead of trying to weave this way, like some of the things don't come up. You see how that didn't come up?
Mhm.
I always weave from the back. I take the back to that. Let me get started. So if you see a piece isn't coming up, then you can just, like right here. See how I just rub it back and it comes right off?
Mhm.
So much easier to weave this way, or to take the transfer tape. Put the image onto the transfer tape. I can't tell. I must have Karen syndrome from last night.
Oh no, I'm still having trouble.
If it gets too much in your hand, you just take that, cut it off, and then you can do some more. Because you want it to be close when you're doing this. You don't want it to be up here, so that you have more control of what's going on with with this paper to get your image onto the contact paper. This is how I've always done it. I find it to be easy this way. But again, like how this is bulking up, you just need to cut it down. Throw that in the trash can and see how that's coming up. Down, it goes down.
So what project was your worst experience working with that?
The transfer paper,
Mhm.
very intricate and a lot of different cuts. I did an app that had like, every little detailed wing. It was more weeding. It wasn't even the process. Putting the stuff on the transfer tape is the easiest part. The weeding was hard, I think. But weeding this wasn't too bad because you had the inside of the E's and inside of the S here. But when you have a detailed project that has a lot of details to it, I've seen some people do some crazy ones that are, I wouldn't even attempt because it's just too much. Now, I like to use, and again, this is a preference to whatever you want to do. This big. I like to use paper. Put some of this out. Put on the backing. And I'll tell you why in a second. And again, you will save that for later. Now I have on the backing of that. And the reason I do that is because when I get with my board, which is, could use a little sanding. Let's do that real quick. It's kind of rough feeling. Just get some. Sorry, I'm not in the camera. I don't want to get over all the paper with.
I'm getting a song start.
There you go. Now it's smooth. Karen's over there singing songs. All right. I've already got a hanger on here, so I'll make sure I put it the right direction. This is going to be upside down for you, but it'll be right side up for me. So then when I put it down on here, I can see where I want to put it. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off so that I have some of the transfer tape. See how I left a little bit of transfer tape so that it sticks to the board now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I did that, but I want to get it nice and even, and you don't have to be as exact as if you don't want to be. You can put it on there crooked if you want. Some people like to be more. I like to make things as straight as possible. I know
It's your OCD.
nothing in this world is straight, but
No, it's a perfectionist quality.
and you know that's part of being a crafter. You've got to stop doing that. But then again, I'm here for 2 hours going, is that straight? No, that's not straight. Is it straight? Is it not straight?
My stuff's never straight. If it is, it's remarkable.
And see, here I am. I'm judging. I'll get the ruler out, or I'll okay, straight. Is this look right? I'm holding it up to see. Yeah, it looks pretty straight. It looks straight to you? It's too long to put in the whole camera. It looks straight.
It looks straight.
Looks straight.
Your peas are straight.
If it's not straight, it's Karen's fault. We're gonna blame Karen.
Yes.
So now what I do is I will pull this up, and it will go slowly because some of it may sometimes stick to the parchment paper. But then what I do is I just cut this off. And then I'll lay this half down. Or not even half, it's and then I'll go over to this end and I'll peel this up. And I'll peel it all the ways to the other side.
Very careful.
Very carefully, because you don't want any of the letters to stick to. This is a long board. I think this is like 14-inch board. So it's
Not bad for $1.
not bad for $1. I mean, as I said, nice little surface. And now you just want to push it down slowly.
I like that blue with that.
I think it's actually, that's why I said I wanted to use it like a nice springy, and it's got a pink ribbon on it too. And I was like, well, instead of, I'm just going to keep the ribbon on there. And again, you can use a squeegee, you can use scissors, you can use your fingers, you can do whatever you want. I mean, some people are, you have to push down. Just make sure it's down. Just rub on it. It's fine. It's, you don't have to be so, oh, you need to rub it 15 times in this direction. No. And up as you're pulling it off, which it's doing, which you can't see. Let me turn it. And again, usually what I do, and again, for video purpose, I did. You saw that I didn't. But when I find that when you paint or stain any kind of wood or particle board, it's best to let the wood completely dry, not with the thing done. I like to let it dry. Paint it, let it sit overnight, and then apply the decal because it looks a lot better, in my opinion. So,
in your professional opinion?
In my professional opinion. But see, it's coming off, it's sticking. And if it doesn't, you just push down and you keep going. Just want to take it off slowly. I like to do things in steps too. Maybe that's my problem. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's a problem.
I like to, okay, if I've got to do 15 of these, I'll paint them all in one day, and then I'll cut the vinyl out in another day. And
see, that's how I would do it.
Right. It's instead of doing the whole thing at one time, I like to do it in
stages.
Right. Or if I'm doing different signs, if I got a couple of these signs to do, I would paint them all the colors I need them to do. And then I would go back, even if there are different sayings on it, I would do
Well, that's kind of the way you have to do because of not having a workshop.
right. Yeah, this is all done in my home, so I don't have the extra workstations and everything else. So my dining room table is for eating and for crafting. You just want to do it slowly and see if anything's coming up. Keep going.
You make it look so easy.
It's actually not hard once you get the hang of it. It really isn't. Now we're going to hold on to that for a little bit because I'm going to use it to cut down. Then we have, we'll turn it around so you guys can see it. And it's on the board.
Nice.
Now I've got, which I'm going to cut this off. You can always reuse the tape too. You don't need to throw it away just because you used it one time. Crafters never waste. Crafters never waste. We use it that you cannot use again.
I knew this would be a musical.
Don't get me singing. You don't want to lose people. Now, on this one, I'm not going to worry about it being like putting the parchment paper on the back because I'm just going to put them where I want to put them. And there's no rhyme or reason to where I'm going to put them. I'm just going to lay them where I want to lay them. So I think I'm going to lay them at an angle. Right here. Pushing it down, wiping it on. Again, if you want to use one of those squeegee tools, I have about 50 of them in this house, and
I'm fine doing it the way you do it is better.
The finger works just as well. I mean, and again, there's no really, if you have a large project that is like one sheet, you're going to always end up getting bubbles in it too. But, you then might want to really rub it down before as you go down. But this is more individual spacing, so you have room to play with. So I put the one over here, and I'm going to put the other one this end. And again, I angled them, so I'm going to angle this one this way. And it really doesn't matter how they go on.
Now, where you're missing them on the one side.
What's that?
You said you were adding pieces.
Yes, I'm gonna add those. So now I've got those. Now that is their faces. And then when you add the faces, I really don't need to. It's in the way. Layering on vinyl can be as simple as anything. And again, I'm going to use the parchment paper for this, just to show you. Taking his eyes, his nose. This little part.
Yes. So while Sammy usually doesn't come out over
When you layer, again, I just put the on top of the parchment paper so that when you lay down, you can see through the parchment paper. You can see through down the parchment paper where you want to end up on him. Sometimes when you're layering, well, not sometimes, all the time, if you're layering and you just put it down, vinyl will stick to vinyl instantly. So then when you
moving it.
Right, you can scrape it off, but then you got to recut it. This saves you a lot of time and money.
And frustration.
and frustration. So you can put it down and you can move it around all you want to wherever you want to put it. You want to put it down on his belly, you want to put it up here. You know, it's like, okay, I want to put it right about there. Looks good to me. So I'm just going to press this thing down. So now it's stuck. It's not going anywhere. So I pick this up, pull this down, and I put that down. And voila.
Ta-da!
So now do the same thing to the other one.
Talks about how bright this woman was. Unusually so, I guess.
We're all really pretty smart in our family.
But I'm wasting the room on the table here. Put the transfer tape down. Get the
first time that I knew about him, she told me he was on a mission and
Bunny and Dio.
very young when he comes home.
And I'm gonna do the same exact thing. See where I want them. And again, it's a peep. I mean, 2 eyes and a nose. It doesn't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, they're not all the same in the box.
Right, I know you can. Oh, see, stuck to the thing. That's it. Even have the eye stuck to the. Oops.
He's a one-eyed bunny.
Yeah, but I'll fix that. Watch. Put you down. Back over here and put this one up. Put it down where I put it. And again, that's why it's good to have this, because now I can line it up to where I want it. I want to get it even to a point. Lay that down, but now I'm gonna, instead of doing it this way, I'm gonna pull it off here. Pull that off. So it's the same way I did the vinyl. I pulled it off this thing instead. Put it down, and voila. Now I have that. Now, as you can see, I'm missing a little V over here. I'm going to go over to my piece that I cut. So here's my piece. I'm going to look and see. It's like, oh, in the middle one. So all I really need, and they're pretty much, I do believe, all the same, but I like to use the same exact one that is missing. You know what I mean? Because it could be a little off. It could be a little different. These all do look the same, so I could find any one of them. But I'm just taking off the ones that I don't need. And I use the back of my hand for a
You got a new tattoo there, Connie.
I wake up in the morning sometimes and have pieces of vinyl. So now I'm going to do the same exact thing with the transfer, with the parchment paper, because I want to be able to get it right where I want it to be. You can see what I'm doing. Lining it up where I want it to be. I'm going to press the paper down, put this up, pull this out.
Yeah, actually, they normally drove together.
And you would never have known I did. Actually, I did cut it. I pulled it off when it came off when I was. So now the next thing I did was, you can see over here, I'm missing these top two. So I'm going to pull these off.
Never saw her sister alive again.
Got eyelashes.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to give you used for.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take my transfer tape and do the same process again. And I'm going to put them down over here.
The summer is an atom treatment for asthma driven by yeast and hosts. It's 1 week dose every 8 weeks. It helps prevent asthma attacks. If you're lower use of oral steroids, nearly 7 out of 10 adults.
You know, this kind of works out cute because it's going to go over the little bunny.
is designed to target and remove them.
Oh, like he's behind it.
Yep.
That's cool.
Happy accident, but I think it's going to look cute.
Don't stop your asthma treatments unless your doctor tells you to. Tell your doctor if you have parasitic
Not by much, but just by a little.
headache and sore throat may occur.
And
Up the syndrome. Ask your doctor about the syndrome.
That's cool.
Your medication.
And it's got that glossy finish on it.
and there you have it, just a little simple. And again, you can go further with it if you want to put a little bow on it, or I just want it to be just a little sign.
Clean mascara that works.
I like that. That turned out really nice.
Just a cute little sign to hang up. And there we have it. I'll try. It's hard to see the whole thing of the thing, but I'll take a picture and post it on the link still. It's like, okay, move it this way, move it that way. I think that blue is actually a pretty color. It turned out nice with it. Nice and springy. And it's
I
got
think so. It
pink,
shows up the yellow and the pink.
and it has a little pink hanger, like pink hanger, Easter. And that's a transformation, complete transformation of a Dollar Tree. I've got Karenitis today.
Yes, you do.
A complete transformation of a Dollar Tree surface.
Say that 5 times fast.
Well, there you have it. I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this, please follow us on our Facebook channel. Stop. I'm done. Talk.
There we go.
You can probably, yeah, I can say, take the camera away. There you go.
Put that in there. There we go. That was a nice craft.
Thank you.
So while you were crafting,
What did you do?
I was making beads out of clay.
Oh,
And you can't see them, but I'll show them on the next video because I'll have the camera set up. Something to look forward to.
I heard a puppy.
Yeah, no, that's the older dog.
Oh,
Yeah,
that sounds like a puppy.
he scares the puppy.
Oh, really? I bet you the puppy's twice the size as him.
Yeah, she's getting big. She goes to the vet next week, if I can talk.
I don't know why it echoes here. But then, again, stick with us because you know what? Another month or so, we'll have this all down and it'll all be great. But we still have issues to work out with some of our videoing, and we're getting there though. This is a learning process for us.
It is. Never too old to learn.
That's right. We are experiencing, and we are going for it.
Pressing on.
That's right. Pressing on.
Keep on keeping on.
That's right.
Well, this concludes our episode of Connie's Dollar Store Transformation Easter sign.
There you go. Perfect title. If you want to,
Thanks for.
yeah, if you want to follow us, we're on Facebook. We'll have our link below. YouTube, wherever you're doing this from, we will have it everywhere. Find us anywhere. Find us anywhere and everywhere because we'll be there.
Facebook is Barter's Crafts, and I think all the other ones is Barter's and Crafts.
Right. And remember, smash the like button.
Always. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
I mean, I was crying and he was crying and